Welcome to MCCT, Microcrawler Capability Test. That's where we test and compare the driving performance and capability of micro trucks and microcrawlers from 1 to 18th to 1 to 24th scale. Trucks in stock condition as well as highly modified and upgraded ones. The trucks have to pass through 10 different tests. We'll get either points for their results or their performance will be graded, and the final scores will reveal the most capable microcrawlers. We check their climbing ability, descent performance, their tilt angle, their performance in overcoming easy and difficult obstacles, and their low speed modulation and low speed driving performance. Check the description for details of tests, scores, and mode of grading. Now let's start and present this episode's test trucks. In Microcrawler Capability Tests, episode 6, we will test two 1 to 18th Toyota trucks by FMS, the FMS Toyota Hilux and the FMS Toyota FJ Cruiser. The Toyota FJ Cruiser has a wheelbase of 155 millimeters and a weight of 541 grams. It runs on TerraSet tires with 56 by 19.2 millimeters and on a 2S LiPo with 380 milliamp hours, and it has a 050 sized brushed motor. The FMS Toyota Hilux has a wheelbase of 196 millimeters and a weight of 568 grams. It runs on Cooper Discover STT Pro tires with 55 by 18 millimeters, and it runs on a 2S LiPo with 380 milliamp hours and a 050 sized brushed motor. And now let's start with test 1, climb on a rough surface. 45 degrees on a rough surface, no problem for both trucks. 48 degrees, the FJ Cruiser is already a little bit struggling, and at 50 degrees the Cruiser is really struggling. 51 degrees for the Cruiser is finally too much, but not for the Hilux. 54 degrees, no problem. 56 degrees, best result so far of the Tiger Dog, no problem. And 58 degrees, new best result so far. And the FMS Hilux, it still is able to climb 58 degrees. Wow. Will it also do 59 degrees? It's struggling, but finally is able to do 59 degrees. Wow, what a result for a stock truck. And 60 degrees. It's even able to climb 60 degrees. And will it also be able to do 61 degrees? It's really struggling. Seems it can do it. No, it will fall. And even after several tries, 61 degrees was too much, but look at this result. 60 degrees for the FMS Toyota Hilux. 15 points for this. What a result. And the FMS FJ Cruiser 50 degrees, also quite a okay result. 5 points for this. And now let's compare all 17 trucks tested so far. On test 1, climb on a rough surface, and we see we have a new leader, the FMS Toyota Hilux. By far the best result so far, even 4 degrees more than the HG18 Tiger Dog, which was in lead before. Wow, what a result. And the FMS Toyota FJ Cruiser, 10th place so far with 50 degrees, more or less a medium result. And now let's go to test 2, climb on a smooth surface. 45 degrees, smooth surface, no problem. 49 degrees, the FJ Cruiser is already a little bit struggling. 50 degrees with problems. And 51 degrees, it can do. Couldn't do on a rough surface. But 52 degrees is finally too much, but not for the Hilux. 56 degrees, best result so far on a smooth surface by the HJ18 Tiger Dog. No problem for the FMS Toyota Hilux. 58 degrees, smooth surface, wow. And 59 degrees, it's struggling. But can do 59 degrees, wow. And 60 degrees on a smooth surface, it's struggling hard. But it finally achieves to climb 60 degrees, wow. And 61 degrees, that's finally too much also for the FMS Toyota Hilux. Here are the results. The FJ Cruiser 51 degrees, 6 points for this, and the Hilux again 60 degrees, 15 points for this. The by far best result so far. Here you see all 17 trucks tested so far. Test 2 climb on a smooth surface. The FMS Toyota Hilux 60 degrees, new best, 4 degrees more than the HG18 Tiger Dog, and the Toyota FJ Cruiser could climb even 1 degree more than on a rough surface, 51 degrees on 8th place. And now let's check how steep the trucks can go down, stop and go up in reverse again. 49 degrees. Not a problem for the FJ Cruiser. And not a problem either for the Hilux. 52 degrees. Really steep. FJ Cruiser is already struggling a little bit, but can do it. 53 degrees, super steep already, but with problems the FJ Cruiser can do it. But 54 degrees finally is too much for the FJ Cruiser, but not for the Toyota Hilux. 54 degrees, wow. And is it also able to do 55 degrees? Yes. Wow. And 56 degrees. It's struggling hard, nearly. But finally 56 degrees is too much. Here are the results. 53 degrees and 4 points for the FMS Toyota FJ Cruiser, and 55 degrees, 5 points, top result for the Toyota Hilux. And here the results compared all 17 trucks tested so far, and we see the FMS Toyota Hilux still on top with the SCX24 Gladiator, 55 degrees, and the FMS Toyota FJ Cruiser also top position, place 3. And now let's check the tilt angles of those trucks. FJ Cruiser to the left, 39.1 degrees, not really good. And the Toyota Hilux, only 36.5 degrees. And to the right, the FJ Cruiser, 39 degrees only, and the Hilux, 37.2 degrees only. So here are the results. The FJ Cruiser 39.1 degree and 3.55 points to the left, and 39 degree and 3.5 points to the right. And the FMS Hilux only 36.5 degrees, 2.25, and 37.2 degrees, 2.6 points to the left and to the right. And here are all 17 trucks tested so far on their tilt angle to the left and to the right, and we see today's test trucks really poor results. The Toyota Hilux is the last in the line. It was best in the first 3 tests, but now it's only on place 17 with really poor results. And also the Toyota FJ Cruiser place 14, not really good. And now let's check how those trucks can climb. And now test 6, the hill of branches, flat side. Not a real problem for the FJ Cruiser, and also not a big problem for the Toyota Hilux. So 2 points out of 2 for both in test 6, even if it wasn't super easy for those 2 trucks. And now test number 7, the steep side of the hill of branches. The Toyota FJ Cruiser is struggling hard. It's really struggling hard, but not a real chance to climb this obstacle. So it fails here, unfortunately. 0 points, and for the Toyota Hilux, this steep incline. It's simply too hard. No chance for the Hilux to get up. And so unfortunately 0 points for both trucks in test number 7, the steep side of the hill of branches. And now to test number 8, the hill of cobblestones, flat side. No problem for the FJ Cruiser, but the Toyota Hilux, because of its long wheelbase and poor ground clearance, it struggles a lot. The incline is not the big problem, but to pass the top. Finally, it's able to get to the other side, but only 0.5 points out of 2 for this. The FJ Cruiser gets 2 out of 2 points, no problem, the flat side of the hill of pebblestones. And now let's check the steep side. The FJ Cruiser struggling hard. But it's not even able to get up on the hill. The steep side of the Pebblestone Hill is too hard for the FJ Cruiser, and the Toyota Hilux even harder for this truck. It's also not able to get on the hill. to climb the first step with its back tires. So no chance to get over this obstacle. And so, unfortunately, test 9, steep side of the hill of pebble stones, 0 points for both trucks. And now to the last test, test 10, low speed performance modulation. The FJ Cruiser and the Hilux both do have the new FMS electronics with 2-speed, high speed and low crawling speed, which also does have drag brake, while high speed does not have a drag brake. However, that's an electronic speed control, which means at low speed you also do have a lot less power than on high speed, as in the SCX 24s, old electronics, or the Panda hobby trucks. But the modulation of the FJ Cruiser is really quite nice. So way better than of the first generation, and same for the Hilux. Still super noisy, but we do not judge noise here. That's now on high speed and full power. Quite nice low speed performance compared to elder truck models. And on low speed with drag brake, it performs even better, but does lack power compared to high speed. So electronic speed regulation, electronic 2-speed or 3-speed will never be as good as mechanical 2-speed. And both trucks get for their performance 2 points. It's quite okay. And here's now the final score of MCCT 6, FMS Toyota FJ Cruiser and FMS Toyota Hilux. All results, all points of all 10 tests. And we see the FJ Cruiser gets 28.05 points and failed 2 tests. The steep side of the Hill of Branches and the steep side of the Hill of Pebblestones, as did the FMS Toyota Hilux, but it has absolutely top results in tests 1, 2, 3, in the incline tests and decline tests, and so it gains 44.35 points and is the clear winner of this test in MCCT 6. But here we see the results of all 17 trucks tested so far after MCCT 6, and both of today's test trucks failed 2 tests, so they are ranked quite low. The FMS Toyota Hilux is ranked on 12th position so far with 44.35 points and 2 tests failed, and the FMS Toyota FJ Cruiser is only better than the RGT Defender so far, because even even the super poor performing ECX Barrage FPV did only fail in one test, so not really top crawlers tested in MCCT 6. That's it for MCCT 6, but watch out for the next episode of MCCT microcrawler capability tests. There are still a lot of trucks to be tested. MCCT will be back.